Welcome back everyone, Jose21 Crisis here, and today we're playing some more F1 Challenge 9902. This is the Mendoza Career. Round 7 of the 2000 F1 World Championship takes us to the most famous of all F1 tracks around the world, the Monaco Street Circuit. The Monaco Street Circuit is a unique track in the Formula 1 World Championship, and its configuration is only met by one other track in the calendar, that being the Hungaroring. The track itself, it's about 2.5 to 3 cars wide, so not much action will be seen when it comes to racing. It is a racetrack about confidence and downforce. Teams have been seen with the highest downforce configurations so far in the season, and for good reason. There are just not many high-speed sections that demand high speed. Instead, they need as much downforce as they can possibly get from the slow speeds this track sees. Drivers will need to be as confident as possible on their cars. That's where they will get their speed from. Not from the car itself, but from the confidence that said car can give them. Fortunately for the F1 circus, it looks like the weather will be very stable throughout the weekend. No rain is expected throughout the entire weekend, which means dry tire running all the way. As previously mentioned, this track demands the highest possible downforce configuration from every team. Tire wear might be a bit more complicated. The favored strategy today, it is a one-stop, not because it is faster, that will be actually the two-stop. However, track position is massively important around the famous streets. The soft tire is expected to survive about 30 to 40 laps with solid consistent pace, while the hard tire is expected to survive 50 to even 60 laps with better pace than the softs by the end of their stint. However, picking the hard tire over the soft tire will put you at a disadvantage in qualifying, which will harm your track position, which in turn will compromise your race because there's no chances of overtaking. With that knowledge, expect most teams to stay on the soft tire and put down the best qualifying performance possible, and then try to make up for whatever position they do get with strategy. With the pre-race complete, let's get down there and see how qualifying went for everyone involved. And it will be Michael Schumacher taking another pole at 1:18.6, impressive lap time. Right behind is David Coulthard, just a tenth off, beating his teammate Mika Hakkinen, who is in 4th with a 1:19.0. Not a great lap time, but it is already put in. Rubens Barrichello surprisingly puts it on 3rd, with Eddie Irvine, the standout qualifying of the session, putting his Jaguar on 5th over Jacques Villeneuve by just 1,000th of a second. 70s Jarno Trulli over Heinz Harald Frentzen, both Jordan boys entering the 120.1 and .2 respectively. Ralf Schumacher in 9th, right behind is Alexander Wurz, beating his teammate Giancarlo Fisichella in 11th. Jos Verstappen is 12th, Jensen Button is 13th, Pedro de la Rosa 14th with Mika Salo 15th, And the disappointment of the session, Alex Mendoza 16. However, it must be said that he is on hard tires, so he probably had 2 or 3 tenths on him, but still that doesn't explain the gap to his teammate. His lap didn't look as confident as you will expect. He started 16, Pedro Diniz in the Sauber, he's 17, Nick Heidfeld 18, 19 is another disappointment, Ricardo Sonta, 20 is John Alesi, and finally you have Marc Genet and Gaston Mazzacane, the Minardi men still not getting, what can we call it, great qualifying performances. And if you needed a reminder of what's at stake, Michael Schumacher leads the World Drivers' Championship right now with 46 points over Mika Häkkinen, who has 39. David Coulthard 26 points behind Michael Schumacher with just 20 points. Alex Mendoza has 18 points over Rubens Barrichello, who has 14 points. Heinz-Harald Frentzen and Jacques Villeneuve are tied for 5th. The variability in the Hondas is heating up, while Jarno Trulli is right behind with just 4 points. Giancarlo Fisichella has 2 points, he's in 9th, and there's a tie for 10th place with Eddie Irvine, Ralf Schumacher and Ricardo Sonta, all of them with just 1 point. As for the constructor standings, it is a bit tighter, with Ferrari leading the way by just 1 point over McLaren Mercedes, who has 59 points. Jaguar right now has 19 points, they are 3rd, with Jordan Mugen Honda 9 points, they are 4th. BAR Honda 6 points, Benetton Playlife 2 points, and Williams BMW at a single solitary point. And that's it for the preparations day. Only one way to find out what will happen. Let's get down there and see how the race turns out. This is clearly the appropriate time to tell you to comment, like, subscribe, and support me on Ko-fi if you really like this content. Now, onto the race. Everything is ready from the Principality, the cars are ready, the clutches are ready, lights are turning on, and it is go. Michael Schumacher with an excellent start, Rubens Barrichello, both Ferraris with an excellent start, Rubens Barrichello trying to take 2nd place from David Coulthard, not going to get it, and the top 4, top 5 actually, I think top 6 as well, will go in the same order as they started the race. Michael Schumacher lead, David Coulthard putting pressure on Michael Schumacher, trying to take the lead. That McLaren very fast around the streets of Monaco. 3rd is Rubens Barrichello with Mika Häkkinen 4th, David Coulthard doing his best to put pressure. 5th is, where is he? Eddie Irvine still in 5th, with 6th place being Jacques Villeneuve. That's the way they started and that's the way they remain. Solid start from the top 6. Rubens Barrichello tried to take 2nd place, but he got pinched to the inside of turn 1, and with the corner being the way it is not possible to overtake there. David Coulthard tried to put pressure on Michael Schumacher, but that absolutely didn't work. So as long as Michael Schumacher doesn't make a mistake, be it lapping the track or when lapping traffic, he should be able to win this race pretty comfortably, especially if the strategy allows him to. So coming on to the main straight, it is Michael Schumacher leading from David Coulthard, Rubens Barrichello, Mika Häkkinen, Eddie Irvine and Jacques Villeneuve. And what do you mean Mendoza is staying? How he got there? We need to get back there, we need to see what happened. So here is the onboard for Mendoza, this is the race start. Let's see what he can do just off the line. Remember, he starts 16 and on hard tires. That's a very good get off. That's 2, 3, 4 positions in the single start. You know how short the Monaco straight is, and he just goes and gets 4 positions. He's 12th right now. That's an excellent race start. Only ahead, the only people he has ahead now is the Benettons. At least when it comes to those with relative performance, it's the Benettons, the Williams, the Jordans, and the BARs. He just passed the arrows, and there he goes. Move done on Fisichella. Excellent. And here's the slow and the hairpin. Oh, bit of a cheeky move. Alex Wurz fell asleep there, and he's through. He's 10th. So that's how he got there. Amazing. You don't usually see race stars that good around the streets of Monaco, mostly because there's no space to make the moves, but Mendoza found the gaps, he hit them, and he gained 6 positions in 1 lap. I'm impressed. Lap 11 now, and honestly, Not much has been happening around here. It's just what you will expect from a Monaco race, just lapping. As I've told you before, this is your typical Monaco race. If you don't make a mistake, you will not get an overtaking. Mendoza with a wide line into Massenet. He struggled massively into sector 2. He's going wide. Giancarlo Fisichella is gonna make the move. He makes the move into Portier. Alex Mendoza loses a position. Giancarlo Fisichella is pitted. Mendoza came back, took back the position in the hairpin. I don't think Fisichella was expecting Mendoza to fight that back, but he did. Pretty dramatic things going down here in Monaco. I can tell you right now, it absolutely is not Jenson Button's day. His car has become stuck in gear. I think it's stuck in third gear. Definitely not gonna be able to continue with that. As slow as Monaco is, you need all of your gears to be able to keep going. So that will be Jenson Button out of this race. And let me tell you, that Williams sound very sad without all of its gears. Yeah, with that lack of top speed, no way he can continue. The front runners have already encountered traffic, but as you can see, and like I've told you before, if you manage to weave through traffic, to pass the traffic without being slowed down too much, you will have no issue. Michael Schumacher cleared the traffic really quickly and now is making a significant gap to the pack behind him, to David Coulthard, to Rubens Barrichello, to Mika Hakkinen. That's exactly what he needed to do. Find traffic, dump them by the tick and just dip. Get out of there, make a gap, and be able to pit with no issue at all. And he's making that part. Alex Mendoza has been putting massive pressure on Ralf Schumacher. Look at him go. He's trying to make Ralf Schumacher make a mistake. He's absolutely not doing it. But he's also, I guess, trying to find a way past. Let's see if he tries something in turn 1. I doubt it because it is very tight. He's gonna go for it anyway. He's gonna go, ooh, pinch to the inside. Absolutely no room left by Ralf Schumacher. Mendoza probably should have thought a bit better. That's a very difficult place to overtake. No move done there. Mendoza did his best, but Ralf Schumacher with a cute defensive move did not let him pass. Interesting battle, well, I say battle, it's not quite a battle, but interesting situation developing here right now. Ralf Schumacher, I think it's slower than both Alex Mendoza and Giancarlo Fisichella, but if their strategy is not as good, they will not be able to pass him. Little luck up there for Mendoza. Fisichella stopped. He must have had some sort of issue. I think that will be hit off the race, and he became a bit of a roadblock. Be careful, don't hit him. That will be Fisichella out of this race. Disappointing, especially if he had more fuel than either Mendoza or Schumacher. Speaking of those two, they kept fighting despite losing Fisichella. I think Mendoza is trying to eye up the same move he tried on Ralf Schumacher a while ago. Dive into turn 1. This time Ralf Schumacher couldn't close the gap. Hit the wall a bit. I think he got pushed into the wall, but fair play, it's very difficult to overtake around this place, and Alex Mendoza takes another position. I told you, it is extremely difficult to overtake in Monaco. I did not expect to be seeing overtaking moves in this place, but Alex Mendoza just goes and gets it done. Just impressive. And remember, he's on hard tires. By this point, those tires are probably in better shape than the soft tires that everyone else is using. And if I'm hearing things right, he might be the heaviest car out on track right now, so his prospects are looking pretty good. This situation must be desperate, isn't it? both of your championship rivals ahead, that is Michael Schumacher and Rubens Barrichello, not so much rival, but rival team ahead, and you can overtake back markers, and he's crashed. Mika Hakkinen has crashed out of the Monaco Grand Prix. That was a big mistake. David Coulthard overtakes, I'm not sure, I think that was Ricardo Sonta, but huge mistake from the 1999 world champion. He had to be a bit more patient, and now he's lost everything. Jarno truly had shown some excellent pace to be able to keep up with Eddie Irvine, despite Irvine not being that fast, but that's gonna come to an end here. Eddie Irvine. Jarno truly, with a gearbox issue as well, he's out of this race. I guess even the streets of Monaco can have their very interesting moments. It's lap 38 and, well, there's been more things happening that I absolutely expected. Here goes Mendoza having troubles in Sector 1 again. He screws up Massenet again. And through will go Ralf Schumacher. No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. The Mendoza defense are on the outside of Portier, and he has the inside into the hairpin. Ralf Schumacher again trying his best, especially after being overtaken into turn 1, but cannot get it done. This might be a bit concerning for Ron Dennis and the McLaren team. David Coulthard is coming in to his stop, but the Ferrari men have not pitted. They had this pace despite having more fuel than the McLaren. That's a bit concerning. And here we have Alex Mendoza again. Remember, the man started 16. He's putting pressure on Frentzen. He is 6th right now. That's a very, very, very good race for him. Starting 16, made excellent moves in the very first lap, making up 6 positions. Here he goes making another move on Frentzen, again on the wall, the same move he did on Ralf Schumacher. Not sure Frentzen is really happy about that, but the move is done. He's up to 5th now. It's a 4th and 5th for both Jaguar men. Excellent job despite, again, Mendoza starting so far back. The heart are really coming onto its own now. Excellent job. I mean, the man's clearly inspired. Mendoza, I mean, it's his birthday today, so he's driving an excellent race. Is that smoke I see from the... It is. Michael Schumacher's Ferrari engine, it's expiring. It's emitting smoke. It's not emitting smoke now. It was a bit concerning when he was coming down to Portier. It looks good now. Oh no, it's smoking. It's absolutely smoking. It looks like it's only smoking at high RPMs, but that's absolutely a race-ending issue for the world champion contender. From the lead, he led every lap up to this point completely uncontested, even from the McLaren men, and that might take him out of the race. An engine failure from the usually very reliable Ferrari engine. He stops. Michael Schumacher has stopped. That's a lot of smoke for this camera. Can we have any other? But that will be any other camera, please. Upper TV director, thank you. Yeah, that works. Michael Schumacher with an engine failure out of the race. And the Jaguar team has called one of the drivers into the pits. That will be Eddie Irvine. So now Alex Mendoza has his chance, with fairly fresh tires, with low fuel, to be able to put a massive overcut on everyone and be able to finish. That will be 3rd actually. From 16th to 3rd, that is impressive. And it looks like all of the hard work for the Jaguar team has paid off. Look at that, they managed to stay ahead of Jacques Villeneuve despite the more worn tires Eddie Irvine had. The lighter fuel allowed him to put a series of good laps that kept him ahead of the Canadian. Excellent job by the Jaguar team, and now it's up to Mendoza. I think Rubens Barrichello is experiencing the same frustration Mika Hakkinen had when he tried to lap back markers. There's just nowhere to pass them, nowhere to actually give room. Is he gonna try to get a move there? No, and he's been slowed down. David Coulthard has been catching him for the past laps, and David Coulthard has made the move. Rubens Barrichello has fell asleep and he's lost the lead of the Monaco Grand Prix. Into the lead goes David Coulthard, and that could be the race winning move. There's an argument to be made that this is technically Prost Grand Prix second home race because they're very close to France, and whoa, where? Oh, possible brake failure on the Prost of John Alesi. That had to hurt. I hope John Alesi is okay, but he's absolutely out of this race. What a hit. We hadn't seen much from Ricardo Zonta. Right now he's fighting a minority, which is a result of his terrible qualifying position. Oh, he hits Marc Genet. I think that's car failure as well. I'm pretty sure that's a brake failure for Ricardo Zonta. So terrible qualifying, terrible race performance, and now his car fails on him. That will be him out of this event. He's done 55 laps on this set of the hard tire. The Jaguar team is out ready for him. Alex Mendoza has put down a sensational set of laps. He's absolutely going to overcut everyone, and that's going to put him in third place of the Monaco Grand Prix. Remember, this man started 16th. You know, I'm pretty sure the birthday boy and everyone on the Jaguar team is pretty happy with the performance he's had so far. Into the Jaxi goes. That's a that terrible cam has been taken out of the way. It's going to be, he's been put down and he's off. That should absolutely put him third in this race. Absolutely excellent work from him and the strategist team that thought that the hard tire will be the better performing tire, especially for these long stints. Pedro de la Rosa is the only driver that tried to do a two-stop in this here event, but his pace wasn't quite good enough for set strategy, and that's going to make it even worse. That's an engine failure from the engine, from the Super Tech at the back of that engine. Here's Mika Salo. Oh, Mika Salo couldn't see him through the smoke. That's going to be Pedro de la Rosa out of this race, and Mika Salo with a lost wing. He's P10, but I don't think he's gonna climb any higher now that he has to go into the pits. Very unfortunate for de la Rosa and equally unfortunate for Salo. At the very least, he's still in this event. Lap 60 going into 61. Heinz-Harald Frentzen trying his best to get past the Jaguar man because a podium will do wonders to his point standings, but again, despite what Mendoza has done, it's extremely difficult to overtake in Monaco, and that's just become a moot point because the reliability of the Jordans has been terrible. That will be Heinz-Harald Frentzen out of the race with hydraulics or suspension. Picture me surprised, but the fact that Nick Heidfeld is 9th right now, it's a very good look on him, despite all of the things that have happened around the DNFs and stuff. I think this will be the highest finishing position for a Prost, which is very impressive. Never mind, that will be Nick Heidfeld out of the race. Prost is also a team with supremely terrible reliability. They need to find a way to fix that. If it's not the engine, it's a suspension or the brake is something. They really need to fix that. The French team need to figure that out. The Minardi team had been testing the customer engines the 14 had given them. The one they were supposed to... Oh no! that will be Martinet out of the race. That's a big hit. Big hit. I hope Martinet is okay. That's 2 serious crashes we have so far this weekend. But yeah, Minardi had been having some issues with the customer engines that we're getting, which were exactly the same engines as the Stewart team used in the previous year, now the Jaguar team. And they will be installing them again after this Grand Prix, as they think they figure out the issues they have. Anyway, here is the Jaguar boys, Eddie Irvine ahead, followed by Alex Mendoza, followed by Jacques Villeneuve. They have the hopes that they will be able to keep Villeneuve under control. Villeneuve has more pace, but once again, for the 1100th time, this is Monaco. Good luck. Of course, to finish first you have to finish, and David Coulthard, after 78 laps of consistent running, it's absolutely doing that. Rounding out, Larrascaz about to enter and exit Anthony Nogges, and he is going to win the 2000 Monaco Grand Prix. Excellent work from the Scottish man. He did everything that had to be done and scores a significant amount of points for McLaren, 10 in total. Rubens Barrichello is going to score 6. He had the chance at the win, but lost concentration and let David Coulthard through. Bit disappointing. Even more disappointing is going to be Mika Hakkinen, who had the chance to win this race as well, but crashed out. Equally disappointed Michael Schumacher, who had an engine failure, who put him out of this race. Anyway, here we have both Jaguar men. Ahead is 3rd place man Eddie Irvine. In 4th place, the birthday boy Alex Mendoza, who is giving a present to his teammate Eddie Irvine. He was ahead, but decided to give him the position in name of giving Eddie Irvine a podium. That's very nice of him. I don't think nice men thrive in Formula 1, but at the very least, it's nice to see this kind of teamwork. So Eddie Irvine will finish 3rd in the Monaco Grand Prix, with Alex Mendoza 4th, 3-4 for the Jaguar team. And if we heard correctly, yeah, Eddie Irvine has just stopped just in the inside of turn 1 because they had some fuel issues, but he should be perfectly fine. Excellent work by the Jaguar team. Mendoza, starting from 16th on the grid, finishes 4th with a potential of finishing 3rd, while Eddie Irvine started 5th, was consistent, and thanks to the strategy, manages to finish 3rd. Excellent work overall. And here are the final results, with David Coulthard from McLaren winning the Monaco Grand Prix. Second, it's Rubens Barrichello from Ferrari with the fastest lap of the race. Third, Eddie Irvine with 4th, Alex Mendoza. 5th will be Jacques Villeneuve. 6th, Ralf Schumacher. Mika Salo did his best, and despite crashing out and losing his front wing, he will finish 7th ahead of Alexander Wurz, Pedro Diniz, and somehow, someway, despite DNFing, Jos Verstappen finishes 10th ahead of Gaston Mazzacane because he was lapped, I suppose. In terms of the World Drivers' Championship, not much has changed, at least at the top. Michael Schumacher and Mika Hakkinen, of course, did not score points, so they didn't change at all. David Coulthard scored a win, which means he gets 10 points to go up to 30. Alex Mendoza, although he had a solid showing, he lost some points to David Coulthard, while Rubens Barrichello closed the distance. Now he's only 1 point away. Jacques Villeneuve still now has 7 points, while Eddie Irvine on the podium manages to get 5 points. And the tie that there was between Villeneuve and Frentzen is broken, but now Frentzen is in a tie with Irvine for 7th place. Of course, Irvine's objective is now beating Jacques Villeneuve. Down below we have Jarno Trulli with just 4 points, Giancarlo Fisichella with 10. Ralf Schumacher breaks the tie with Ricardo Sonta. He's now 11th with 2 points over Ricardo Sonta, who only has 1 point. In the constructors, little changes. 3 points is the lead that McLaren Mercedes has over Ferrari, 69 to 66. Jaguar has 26 points and it is under no threat to either beat Ferrari or McLaren, or getting beat by Jordan, BAR and the others. Speaking of Jordan, they have 9 points over BAR, who have 8 points, and Benetton and Williams are tied for 6th with 2 points apiece. And ladies and gentlemen, that will be it for this episode. It was a very exciting race around the Monaco streets, which is not something you usually get to say, but nonetheless, it is what happened. Up next, we head over the Atlantic to run the Canadian Grand Prix. I hope you're ready, and I hope you enjoyed this particular episode, and I'll see you on the next one.